What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the leaked Scream 5 or Scream 2022 script that made its way online. And I mean, let's go through some of the basics first, because I want to talk about mainly the differences between, again, this is like the first draft. In fact, that's what it's titled, Scream 2022 first draft. It's got over 15,000 views at the time I'm recording this. It was uploaded from ScreamThrilogy.com, and you can see Parkside, written by James Vanderbilt and Guy Busick, which is the two writers of it, property of Spyglass Media Group, Project X Entertainment, and March 2nd, 2020 is when this was written. Okay, so that's to me, this is real. I mean, I don't really know if there's any debate over if it's real or not, but I just want to kind of get that all out. And one final thing, I'll put this in the description. So if you guys want to click on it, you want to read the entire, I read the entire script from start to finish. I read certain parts of it a couple times just to kind of get a grasp of it, but you guys can read it for yourself. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because that would be like too long of a video, but I do want to go through some major differences, because to me, there's around 2 or 3 big things that were changed, and then there's also smaller dialogue things that actually could add some stuff, and some things that they took out that I'm not actually upset with them for taking it out, but those are the things I want to focus on, okay? So the first thing I want to focus on, and this is a smaller detail, is in the script, there's a whole lot more of a push for Amber legitimately being Tara's girlfriend. Now, I had said that in my ending explain video. I said that it's like an on off again relationship, because that's what we had kind of heard leading into the movie. But really, throughout the film, they made the closest mention was when Amber told Wes, or Amber and Wes were talking at the bar, and they hinted, that Wes had a crush on her, and Wes had told Amber, like, oh, what? So, like, you're protecting her from her sister and guys now, so, like, nobody can have her if you can't have her. Like, that entire conversation, that was the biggest hint that we got. In fact, that was the only hint that we got in the movie. But in the script, there is way more that definitely confirms, it fully confirms they were girlfriends. They made out. In fact, that's where they went to at the house at the very end of the movie, and that's how they all got separated. And when Amber and Tara came down the stairs to find, Mindy attacked, it's because they were making out in their room. In the beginning, they clearly reference each other in their text conversation as girlfriends, right? So it's a very known fact. So it's kind of interesting that they took that out. And it's played a little bit more with Wes as well. There's a little bit more there with Wes. So I found that interesting. That's definitely stuff I would have preferred to have in the movie. I think that's kind of character moments, especially with Amber. Also, we find out her necklace was given to her by Tara. It was their father's necklace. So that's another kind of important thing that they just completely skipped over. So honestly, I think that really, it doesn't hurt Tara as much. I mean, I guess it can only enhance Tara's character, but it really hurts Amber's character, because I really think this could have given her a lot more to work with, and it could have made it more like, oh my God, you're the killer, and you went after, Tara and all that stuff, and you love her, and you two are girlfriends. So that's really shocking to me. One thing I want to talk about too in the beginning is it makes it actually a lot more possible that it could have been Richie on the phone. Yet again, I still don't think that it was him that attacked Tara. The reason why is in the original script, when Tara opens the video, it's made clear, I believe, it's like a live stream, so it is live. I thought it was a video and maybe it could have been, maybe that's just something that they threw together that could have been revised later. But you also, not just when you see Amber in her room, like, brushing her hair or whatever, but Ghostface is also in the frame. Like, Ghostface is holding the phone. So there's 2 of them there. So that means Richie kind of had to have been there. But again, when Tara goes out the door, Ghostface is standing right there. So obviously that live stream literally could not have happened. It just couldn't have, because in which case, and you never see Amber and Ghostface, I believe, together in the same frame in the original script, so in that opening sequence. So I still think it was Amber that attacked Tara. I still fully believe that. And this is just the first script, and again, there's been revisions. Okay, 2 main things, and I guess, well, 2.5. Number 1 is we get full context on that Dewey deleted scene. Now, this is something I really hope to see maybe in a behind the scenes or like a featurettes thing or whatever when the movie comes out on Blu-ray and whatnot, because Dewey was supposed to be at the bar when everybody was there. When Vince came in, all that stuff, Dewey was supposed to be there, and Dewey was supposed to get, I guess, badly beaten up by Vince in that scene. And Vince's death is entirely different. Now, I don't mind his death. I think it's way too fast. I think him as a character just wasn't. I I think the main thing is just he wasn't used at all. You know what I mean? I guess less so than, or more so than the death itself. The death itself was fine. It could have been better. And the death, I think, in the script is better. Basically, it involves him actually driving the car. He gets in the car, he goes, but then he gets kind of stranded. He has to change, I believe, his tire because there's a knife stuck through it. He has to go underneath the car. Ghostface attacks him there, and all of that. So like, there's a lot more tension. He gets more hurt. It's not like a quick one and done kind of thing. They do leave it open where it could be anybody because they do make note that they all left the bar at the same time, and any of them could have killed Vince. I still think it's 100% Richie, but they make it out where Vince thinks it's Dewey at the time. And then Dewey goes for questioning. I believe Judy comes to his trailer home, and she talks to him. And she says, like, what's happened to you and all that stuff. And Dewey's not, like, in his right mind. He's not a very good person in this scene to Judy. I actually think that would have been really cool to see. So that was a big thing. Vince's death was completely changed. Dewey was supposed to be in that scene, and Dewey was supposed to be talked to by Judy. Now, we know the Judy-Dewey thing was filmed. Like, that was fully... Now, I don't think... I personally don't think the Vince thing was filmed, the other death. But I do think, as we've seen from pictures, that Judy and Dewey, they did have a conversation together. So that'll be really interesting to see I guess, if we can actually watch that. The other main change is Wes. Wes's death is also different. You have the Judy thing that plays out, I think, exactly. Like, there's a lot of things in the script, by the way, exactly the same thing. They're the exact same thing. There's some lines here and there, like Billy has more lines with Sam in the car. I believe he has different lines with her even the first time she sees him. So there's more stuff. And he actually is a little bit more menacing and sounds like he's trying to get her to go down to the dark side, down the path of the dark side in this script, whereas it doesn't come across like, because there's scenes, or there's lines taken out in the actual movie. But Wes's death is completely different. I believe I guess the tension-filled stuff still happens, but instead of the knife, he actually escapes, and before Judy leaves, she tells him the safe combination. She has a safe with her gun in it, and then he goes, so Ghostface is attacking him, he goes to get the gun, and he actually gets it, but Ghostface, which has to be Richie, because they literally struggle for a gun, and Richie turns the gun on him, which we'll actually talk about in a second. So Richie turns the gun on Wes and shoots Wes through the head with the gun, because Wes is trying to shoot him. So I think that's actually very different. I actually really like that. And the reason it's Richie is because the exact same thing happens at the end. Actually, Richie was almost going to get Sam, because at the end when Sam kind of tries to stop him from shooting and they're kind of wrestling, there's a part there that they took out where Richie and Sam grab the gun, and he does the exact same thing. He points the gun to Sam, pulls the trigger, but it's out of bullets. It's out of bullets. So that, I would say, is definitely confirmation that was also Richie in the, I guess, at Wes's house. But a lot of the other stuff is still the same. A lot of the Sydney stuff. There is one Sydney scene. They actually do show Mark. So Mark was supposed, well, in the first script, they included him. They included her two daughters. Now, her two daughters are, I guess in the original script, was going to be much older. I believe 8 and 4, which is around the age of her real life kids. I believe her adopted son is 3. I think she has a girl that's 8, right, or 7. So it was actually really close to her real life, kids' ages. And she was supposed to be like in her house. She wasn't going to be like walking on a pier. She was supposed to be in a house getting them ready for school. And the conversation goes pretty much the exact same way, but I guess the set was a little bit different in terms of how that was. But those were really the things that stood out to me. I'm trying to think, because I don't want to miss anything glaring, but I really, the rest of it is pretty self-explanatory. There is some different stuff, like Tara's attack. She was supposed to be stabbed instead of sliced when she opens the door. I believe Mindy was also supposed to be stabbed through the stomach. Also, they don't show Mindy getting stabbed in the shoulder, but in the script, it does clearly say, like, that's what happens, which she dodges, doesn't she? She dodges it in the movie. So they did take out things here and there, but there's nothing like we're not talking about like an alternate ending. You know what I mean? Like, it is the exact same ending. Things go according to plan. There's a couple extra dialogue things, here and there. There's a couple extra. I think Sydney and Gail really beat the living heck out of Amber in the script, where it doesn't happen. When they corner her and then she goes to say, like, wait, I was radicalized. Right before that, in the script, in the first draft, they are like kicking her to death. Like they're beating her up bad, which I can kind of, and I think Sydney says like, I'm going to enjoy this. And Gale says, me too. I get it because of like the Dewey thing, but that is kind of sadistic a little bit that you're just like kicking this girl. Now, obviously they do a lot worse to her in a couple seconds after that, but I kind of like that that part was removed. I feel like it kind of flowed a little bit better than it maybe would have. So, you know, I think there is some dialogue stuff that I would have liked to see in there, some character kind of moments. Oh, also, we see Sam's mom. I mean, that's just a small little thing, right? She actually sees her mom, and Tara's mom. She sees her, I believe, when she leaves Mindy and Chad's house. She stumbles upon her mom, who's drunk and doesn't really, you know, she's not all there, but she blames her for Tara's attack. I can understand cutting that because you maybe don't want to show who the mom is yet. That's honestly my kind of opinion on that one. So there's some things that I get. There's some things I don't get. I would have liked to see the alternate Vince and Wes. I actually think the better deaths were the ones cut out, not the ones that were in. Now, the Wes one was like cool, and I liked the throat thing, and it was very shocking, and it was almost like Ghostface was enjoying it, which was a little scary, right? So I definitely liked it. I just think to make it a little bit more of a struggle and to see the gun thing and to see that come back with Sam at the end would have been cool. And it also, but I guess maybe that would have given it away. That it would have been rich, but yeah, like at that point, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It wouldn't matter. Maybe they just didn't want somebody struggling with Wes because then you're gonna know it's a guy. I don't necessarily know the reasoning there, but like I said, whole script. I'll try to put it in the description if you guys want to check it out, read the entire thing for yourselves. Let me know anything maybe that I missed that you found interesting in it. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. More screen content coming very, very soon, and so I hope to see you guys there.